Maya, a 28 years old beautiful damsel. Her one clear goal was to prove that she belongs, and then take back what was stolen from her, and make sure everyone sees the truth at once. Her major problem was her mother, Linda, who told the whole family that Maya is not really one of them, a lie used to erase Maya from wills, decisions, and family life until the most shocking secret hit everyone. Before we continue the story, do me one favor. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment where you are listening from, and then share it with your friends. Let's continue. It happened on a Tuesday. Not a big day. Not a holiday. Not even a birthday. Just a Tuesday in November, and Maya was standing in her mother's kitchen holding a cup of tea that was getting cold. She wasn't supposed to be there. Linda, her mother, didn't know she had come in through the back door. Maya had her own key. She had always had her own key. She used it the same way she always did, quietly, without thinking. Because this was her house too. Or so she thought. Maya was 28 years old. She had lived in this house for the first 18 years of her life. She knew every crack in every wall. She knew which floorboard creaked near the hallway. She knew her mother's voice better than she knew her own. And that voice she knew so well, was now saying things that made Maya's whole body go still. Linda was in the living room. She didn't know Maya was there. And Linda was talking. She was talking to Uncle Roy. Uncle Roy was Linda's brother. He was a big man with a loud laugh. Maya had always liked him. He came to every birthday. He always brought cake. He called Maya Little Firecracker ever since she was 5 years old. But right now, Uncle Roy was not laughing, and Linda was not stopping. She was never really mine, Linda said. Her voice was calm. Too calm, like she had said this before, like she had practiced it. You know that. Everyone in this family knows that. She doesn't belong here, Roy. She never did. Maya did not move. She stood in the kitchen with her cold tea, and she listened. Linda, Roy said slowly. What are you saying? I'm saying she's not family, Linda said. I'm saying when Mama's estate gets divided, Maya doesn't get a share. She's not blood. She has no right to any of it. There it was. Those words. She's not blood. She has no right. Maya put the cup down on the counter. Very slowly. Very carefully. Because if she didn't do it slowly, she was going to throw it. She was not adopted. Maya knew that. She had her birth certificate. She had her mother's hospital records from the day she was born. She had photographs of Linda holding her as a newborn, Linda's face wet with tears, Linda whispering, "She's perfect, into Maya's tiny ear. Maya was Linda's daughter, fully, completely, by blood, by birth, by every record that existed. So why was Linda saying she wasn't? Maya already knew the answer. She just didn't want to believe it yet. Her grandmother, Nana Rose, had died 3 months ago. Nana Rose had left behind a house, a big one, out on Cartwell Road, near the edge of town. It was old, but it sat on nearly 2 acres of land. People said that land alone was worth close to $400,000. Nana Rose had always loved Maya the most. Everyone knew it. Nana Rose used to say it out loud, right in front of everyone, without shame. Maya is the one who listens. Maya is the one who cares. Maya is the one who will do something with her life. Maya used to visit Nana Rose every Sunday. Every single Sunday for 6 years. She brought groceries. She fixed the leaking tap in the bathroom. She sat at the kitchen table and listened to stories about people she had never met. She did it because she loved her grandmother. And because she loved her, Nana Rose had changed her will. Maya didn't know exactly what the will said. She hadn't been allowed to see it. Linda was the executor, which meant Linda was in charge of everything. And Linda had gone very quiet about the will since the funeral. Very busy. Very hard to reach. Now Maya understood why. She stood in that kitchen for another full minute, not breathing, not moving, just listening as Linda told Uncle Roy, in a calm and practiced voice, that Maya was not family and did not deserve a single thing. And then Maya made a decision. She did not walk into that living room. She did not scream. She did not cry. She did not confront Linda in front of Roy and make a scene that Linda could use against her later. Instead, Maya picked up her cold cup of tea. She walked back to the back door. She let herself out the same way she came in. She got in her car. She drove home, and she started planning. That evening, Maya sat at her kitchen table with a notebook and a pen. She was not the kind of person who made noise. She had never been. Her whole life, Maya had been the quiet one, the one who watched, the one who listened, the one who waited. People had always mistaken that for weakness. Linda had always mistaken it for weakness. That was the first mistake. Maya opened her notebook and wrote one word at the top of the page. Proof. Because here was the thing about a lie this big, a lie this bold. It doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from a plan. And every plan leaves tracks. And tracks can be followed. Maya thought about everything she knew. She knew Linda had always been a little cold with her. Not mean, not cruel, just cold. A little distant. Like there was a glass wall between them. Maya had spent years thinking it was her fault. That she wasn't warm enough, wasn't close enough, wasn't good enough. Now she saw it differently. Linda wasn't cold because Maya wasn't enough. Linda was cold because Linda had always known what she was going to do. Maya thought about the last time she had seen Nana Rose alive. It was 2 weeks before Rose died. Maya had come on a Sunday, like always. But that Sunday was different. Nana Rose had held Maya's hand for a long time. She had looked at her very seriously. She had said, "Your mother is going to try to take what's yours. Don't let her." I made sure. I made it very clear. Don't you let her. Maya had thought it was the illness talking. Nana Rose had been sick for a long time. Sometimes she got confused. But she wasn't confused that day. Her eyes were sharp. Her grip was strong. She was warning Maya. Maya wrote that down in her notebook. Then she wrote down everything else she could remember. Every conversation, every look, every time Linda had seemed nervous around papers or phone calls. Every time Linda had said something offhand, something small, something Maya had brushed away, about the will, about the house, about what Mama would have wanted. She wrote it all down. It took 3 hours. When she was done, she had 4 pages of notes. And at the bottom of the 4th page, she wrote one more sentence. Find the real will. Because here was the thing Maya suspected, the thing that made her hands shake a little as she wrote it. She suspected there were 2 wills. She suspected Nana Rose had written one. And she suspected Linda had made sure a different one was filed. She didn't know that for certain. Not yet. But she was going to find out. 2 weeks after the kitchen, Maya called cousin Diane. Diane was Linda's niece, Roy's daughter. And she was the kind of person who knew everything and couldn't keep a secret for more than 48 hours. Maya had always found that annoying. Now it was useful. Maya called Diane and kept her voice light, easy, curious. "Hey, Diane, I heard there's a big family thing coming up. Some kind of gathering at the house?" "Oh, yes," Diane said, immediately excited. "Linda's organizing a big dinner. Everyone's coming. She wants to talk about Nana's estate and what happens with the Cartwell Roadhouse. She said she wants everyone there, so it's all official." Maya kept her voice calm. "When?" "6 weeks," Diane said. "First Saturday of January. Linda's calling it a family meeting, but honestly, it's more like a party. She seems really happy about it." Of course she does, Maya thought. Of course Linda was happy. Because Linda was planning to stand in front of the whole family in 6 weeks and tell them all, officially, out loud, that Maya was not part of the family. And without Maya there to fight back, Linda would get away with it. The house, the land, the $400,000 that Nana Rose had meant for Maya. All of it. Gone. 6 weeks. Maya hung up the phone and opened her notebook again. She wrote the date at the top of a new page. 6 weeks was enough time. It had to be. Because Maya wasn't going to miss that family meeting. She was going to be there. Front row, and she was going to be ready. She just needed one thing first. She needed to find out where Linda kept her important documents. And there was only one person who might know. A person who owed Maya a favor. A person who had been inside Linda's house more times than anyone. A person whose name Maya had not yet written in her notebook because writing it felt dangerous. She picked up her pen. She wrote the name down. Then she stared at it for a long time. The name in Maya's notebook was Daniel. Daniel was Linda's accountant. He had worked for her for 11 years. He was a quiet man, thin, with glasses he was always pushing up his nose. He came to the house twice a year to help with taxes. He knew where Linda kept her files. He knew her filing system better than Linda did. And 3 years ago, Maya had done something for Daniel that he had never forgotten. Daniel's daughter had needed a job, a real one, with benefits, with a future. Maya had worked at a small property management firm at the time, and then she had put in a word for Daniel's daughter, Sarah. More than a word, actually. Maya had spent 2 weeks making calls, writing emails, following up, pushing hard. Sarah had gotten the job. She had kept it. She had been promoted twice. Daniel had told Maya, very quietly, at a Christmas party 2 years ago, "If you ever need anything, you call me. I mean it. Anything." Maya had smiled and said thank you, and thought she would never need to use that. She had been wrong. She called Daniel on a Thursday morning. She kept her voice calm, the way she had trained herself to do since the kitchen. She said she had a question about some paperwork related to Nana Rose's estate. She said she just needed a little guidance. Daniel was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Can you come in person?" That told Maya something important. He already knew something. And he didn't want to say it on the phone. Daniel's office was a small room above a dry cleaning shop on Mercer Street. Maya had been there once before, years ago. It smelled the same, like coffee and old paper. Daniel was sitting behind his desk when she arrived. He had her tea waiting. That also told her something. He had been expecting this conversation for a while. "Maya," he said, and he looked tired. The way people look when they've been carrying something they didn't ask to carry. I want you to know first, that I did not help her with this. I want that to be very clear." Maya sat down slowly. "With what, Daniel?" He pushed his glasses up. "Your mother came to me about 8 months ago, before Rose had even passed. She said she wanted to talk about estate planning. I thought it was normal. A mother, getting older, thinking about her affairs. That's what I thought. But it wasn't that, Maya said. No. Daniel folded his hands on the desk. She asked me to help her set up something, a structure, a way to, she called it simplify, the distribution of Rose's estate after Rose was gone. She said Rose was confused, that Rose didn't understand what she had signed, that the original documents were not a fair reflection of what Rose actually wanted. Maya felt something cold move through her chest. She was setting it up early, Maya said quietly, before Nana Rose was even gone. Yes. And what did you do? Daniel was quiet for a long moment. I told her I wouldn't help. I told her it was not legal, what she was describing. I told her that tampering with a will, replacing documents, redirecting assets away from a named beneficiary. That's not estate planning, Linda. That's fraud. He looked at Maya directly. She did not take that well. Did she find someone else? I believe so. He opened a drawer and took out a small envelope. But here is what I also know, Maya. Rose came to see me. About a week after Linda came to see me. Rose came in alone. She took a taxi. She didn't tell Linda. And she sat right where you are sitting now. And she gave me this. He slid the envelope across the desk. Maya picked it up. It was sealed. On the front, in her grandmother's handwriting, small, careful, slightly shaky, were 2 words. For Maya. Maya's throat tightened. What is this? I don't know exactly, Daniel said. Rose told me not to open it. She said to keep it safe. She said, give it to Maya when the time comes. She'll know when. He paused. I think the time has come. Maya held the envelope in both hands. She did not open it yet. She looked at Daniel. Is there anything else? He pushed his glasses up again. Rose also told me, and I wrote this down because I wanted a record. She told me she had visited a solicitor. A private one. Not the family solicitor Linda used, a different one on the other side of town. She said she had rewritten her will, properly, witnessed, filed. She said the Cartwell Road property was left, clearly, specifically, to you. The cold in Maya's chest turned into something else, something harder. But Linda is saying there is no such document, Maya said. Linda is saying a lot of things, Daniel said carefully. But documents don't disappear by themselves, Maya. Someone has to make them disappear. Maya sat in her car outside Daniel's office for 20 minutes before she opened the envelope. Inside were 2 things. The first was a letter. 2 pages, handwritten. Nana Rose's handwriting, slow and deliberate, like she had taken her time. Maya read it twice. Then she folded it carefully and put it back. The second thing was a business card, a solicitor's office, a name, Margaret Osei, solicitor, and an address on the other side of town, just like Daniel had said. Maya held the card for a long time. Then she typed the address into her phone. Margaret Osei's office was 20 minutes away. Margaret Osei was a small woman in her 60s with very straight posture and a way of looking at you that made you feel she had already heard everything and was not impressed by any of it. Maya liked her immediately. Your grandmother was a very sharp woman, Margaret said. She had a folder on her desk, and she opened it without any preamble. She came to me 14 months ago. She said she wanted to update her will. She said her original will, the one filed through the family solicitor, was being, her word, managed. She didn't trust it anymore. Did she say who was managing it? Maya asked. Margaret looked at her steadily. She said her daughter Linda had been asking her to sign documents she didn't fully understand. Rose said Linda had told her they were tax forms, administrative things. Rose wasn't sure. She wanted to make sure that what she actually wanted was actually recorded somewhere that Linda couldn't reach. Maya's hands were very still in her lap. Gee, and what did she want? The Cartwell Road property to go to you, in full. Clear title, no conditions. Margaret turned a page. She also left you a specific sum from a savings account, $80,000, that she had moved to a separate account, away from the accounts Linda knew about. Rose was quite careful, quite deliberate. And the will Linda filed? Maya said. I've seen a copy. Margaret's expression did not change. It's different. Significantly different. The Cartwell Road property in that version goes into a family trust, managed by Linda. The savings account isn't mentioned at all. Your name appears only as a... She paused, just briefly. A non-family dependent. Not as a daughter or granddaughter. Just as someone Rose chose to include at Linda's discretion. Maya breathed in slowly. Ooh, at Linda's discretion. Meaning Linda can remove you at any time. Meaning you have no legal standing as a beneficiary. Meaning you get exactly what Linda decides to give you, which... Margaret looked at her over the folder. Based on everything you've told me, will be nothing. There it was. The full picture. Linda hadn't just lied to Uncle Roy in the living room. Linda had built the lie in legal documents. She had refiled her mother's will. She had replaced the real one with a version that erased Maya completely, and then locked it up behind a trust she controlled. And she had done it while Nana Rose was still alive. Can it be challenged? Maya asked. Yes, Margaret said. With the right documentation. We have Rose's original will, filed here. We have the date it was created, which predates the version Linda filed. We have Rose's signed statement. She left one with me, explaining exactly why she came to me and exactly what she feared would happen. She paused. And we have the fact that the version Linda filed was witnessed by two people who both work for Linda's property business, which is a conflict of interest that a judge will find very interesting. Maya felt something she had not let herself feel since the kitchen, something bright and sharp and dangerous. Hope, the kind that has teeth. I want to move forward, Maya said. I know, Margaret said. But Maya, I want to be honest with you. This will not be quick. Challenging a filed will take time. It takes patience. It will be uncomfortable. Your family will take sides. Linda will not stay quiet. This will get messy before it gets clean. Maya nodded slowly. I know. But there's something I need to do first. Before we file anything. Before Linda knows I've been here. She leaned forward slightly. There's a family meeting in 6 weeks. My mother is planning to stand in front of everyone and say officially that I'm not family. She wants the whole family there when she does it. She wants witnesses. Margaret studied her. And you want to be there. I want to be there, Maya said. With everything. With the real will. With the statement. With all of it. I want to let her finish what she's saying. Maya's voice was calm, measured, like a door being closed very gently. And then I want to show everyone exactly what she did. Margaret was quiet for a moment. Then she said, That is a significant choice. I know. If she gets word before the meeting that you've found any of this, she will prepare. She may destroy evidence. She may contact the witnesses. She may try to get ahead of it. Then she can't find out, Maya said simply. Not until she's standing in that room. Margaret looked at her for a long moment. Then she nodded, just once. All right, she said. Let's build your case. Over the next 5 weeks, Maya went quiet. She went to work. She went home. She answered Linda's texts the same way she always had: short, polite, easy. She showed up to a small dinner Linda hosted in December and sat at the table and ate her food and smiled at the right moments. Linda watched her the whole evening, looking for cracks, looking for signs that Maya knew something. Maya gave her nothing, because Maya had learned something very important in those 5 weeks, something she had suspected her whole life but could now see clearly. Linda had always thought Maya's silence was surrender. Every time Maya didn't fight back, Linda took it as proof that Maya couldn't. Every time Maya went quiet, Linda felt safe. Every time Maya smiled and nodded and went home without making a scene, Linda added another brick to a wall she thought was unbreakable. Linda had built her whole plan on the belief that Maya would not fight. That was her second mistake. The first Saturday of January came cold and gray. Maya woke up early. She dressed carefully. She put everything she needed: printed documents, copies, Margaret's notarized statement, the letter from Nana Rose, and one more thing, something she had found only 2 weeks ago. Something that made even Margaret go quiet when she saw it, into a folder. She put the folder in her bag. She drove to the house on Cartwell Road. She sat outside for 2 minutes. Then she got out of the car, walked to the front door, and rang the bell. She heard voices inside, a lot of them: Uncle Roy, Cousin Diane, aunts she hadn't seen in years. The whole family gathered, just like Linda had planned. The door opened. Linda stood there. She looked genuinely surprised. Her smile appeared 1 second late. "Maya," she said, "I didn't think you were coming." "I know," Maya said pleasantly. "I wanted to surprise you." She stepped inside. Linda watched her walk through the door with the expression of someone who just heard a sound they didn't expect and couldn't yet identify. And in that moment, Maya thought of Nana Rose. Don't let her. I made sure. I made it very clear. She had. She really had. Now it was Maya's turn. The house on Cartwell Road was full of people and noise, yet Diane had hung little lights along the hallway. Someone had brought a tray of sandwiches. Aunts Maya barely recognized were hugging each other near the fireplace. Uncle Roy was standing by the window with a glass of juice, talking to a man Maya didn't know. It looked like a celebration. It was supposed to be. Linda had planned this gathering the way a person plans a party for themselves. She had invited everyone she wanted as witnesses. She had set the table. She had prepared her speech. She had made sure there was food and warmth and family closeness in the air. The kind of atmosphere where people feel safe, feel united, feel like they are all on the same side. She had done everything right, except she had not expected Maya to walk through the door. Maya watched Linda work the room for the first 30 minutes. Hugging people, laughing, touching arms, filling glasses. She was warm in a way she rarely was, the kind of warm that comes from a person who is very happy with themselves, very satisfied. She kept glancing at Maya across the room. Small, careful looks. Trying to read her. Maya smiled back every time. She found a seat near the back of the living room, close to the wall, where she could see everything. She put her bag on her lap. She kept her hands still. She waited. Cousin Diane floated over, thrilled to have someone to talk to. "Can you believe how many people came?" Linda really pulled this together. She said it's important for everyone to hear the news together about the estate. She said it's going to be... Diane lowered her voice. "Emotional." "I'm sure it will be," Maya said. Diane studied her. "Are you okay? You seem very calm." "I'm fine." Diane," Maya said. I'm just listening." At exactly 2 in the afternoon, Linda stood up. She did it the way someone stands up when they've been waiting to stand up for a long time. She moved to the center of the room, and she waited until the conversation slowed and the heads turned and the room went quiet. "Thank you all for coming," she said. Her voice was warm, sure, practiced. "This means so much to me, to have everyone together, to be able to talk about Mama, about what she meant to us, and what she wanted for this family." People nodded. Someone said yes, softly. Uncle Roy was watching Linda carefully. "Mama left behind something beautiful," Linda continued. "This house, this land. 40 years she kept it. 40 years she built something for this family." She paused, and her voice softened exactly the right amount. "T and I have spent the last 3 months making sure her wishes are honored, making sure this goes to the right people, the people who belong to this family, the people who are truly ours." Maya felt the shift in the room. People were leaning in. "There are some things," Linda said carefully, "that are hard to say out loud, but they need to be said, because Mama would have wanted honesty. She always valued honesty above everything." Maya almost laughed. She kept her face still. "The truth is—" Linda looked out at the room, and her eyes landed on Maya just for a second, just a flicker. "Not everyone we love is connected to us the way we think. And when it comes to an estate, when it comes to legal matters and inheritance, that connection matters. It has to matter." She took a breath. "I have to be honest with you all. You about Maya." The room went very still. Maya felt every head turn toward her. She did not move. She did not speak. She just waited. "Maya has been part of our lives for a long time," Linda said. Her voice was careful now, practiced compassion. "And we care about her, of course we do. But when I reviewed Mama's estate, when I looked at what Mama actually wanted and what is legally appropriate, Maya is not a named beneficiary. She's not." Linda paused, letting the weight settle. "She's not family in the legal sense. She was not in Mama's final will, and because of that, the Cartwell Road property will not be going to her." Silence. Then Diane said very quietly, "What?" Uncle Roy set his glass down. One of the aunts, Aunt B, who had known Maya since she was 3 years old, said, "Linda, what are you saying?" "I'm saying what needs to be said," Linda replied, and her voice hardened just slightly, just enough to show the steel underneath the warmth. "I know it's difficult, but the estate has to go to family. That's what Mama wanted. I have the documents." She reached to the side table and picked up a folder, and Maya stood up. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. Maya just stood up from her seat near the wall, and the room noticed, the way a room notices when someone who has been invisible suddenly takes up space. "I have documents too," Maya said. Linda looked at her. The warmth left her face. "Maya," she started. "I'll let you finish," Maya said pleasantly. "I just want to make sure that when you're done, I get a turn. That seems fair. Since we're all here together. Since we all care about honesty." The word landed. Well, several people looked between Maya and Linda. Linda smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. "Of course," she said. "This is a family conversation." "Good," Maya said. She sat back down. "Please, continue." Linda continued. She read from her folder. She explained the trust structure. She used careful legal-sounding language. She talked about Rose's final wishes. She talked about what was appropriate and what was not. She said Maya's name 2 more times, each time with that same tone. Kind, gentle, regretful. The tone of someone delivering sad news they had no control over. Maya listened to every word. She let Linda finish completely. She waited until Linda looked around the room, satisfied, waiting for the nods, the agreement, the moment where the family accepted what she had said. Then Maya reached into her bag and took out her folder. She stood up again. "Okay," she said. "My turn." She started simply. She always started simply. "I want to show you all something," Maya said. "This is a document from the office of Margaret Osei, a solicitor on the other side of town. Margaret Osei has been practicing law for 31 years. She is licensed and registered. Her office is public record." She held up the first page. Nana Rose visited Margaret Osei 14 months ago. She went alone. She took a taxi because she didn't want anyone to know she was going. Maya looked around the room. She went because she was scared. She was scared that someone was changing her paperwork without her understanding what she was signing. Aunt Bee made a small sound. "At Margaret's office," Maya continued, "Nana Rose filed a new will, a real one, unwitnessed by two independent people who have no connection to this family or to Linda's business." She pulled out a printed copy and held it up. "In that will, the Cartwell Road property is left to me, directly. My name, no trust, no conditions, clear title." The room was completely silent now. Linda said, "Maya, that document isn't—" "I'm not finished," Maya said quietly. "Not rude, not loud, just clear." Linda stopped. "The will Linda showed you today," Maya said, "was filed 3 months ago, right after Nana Rose died. It was witnessed by 2 people." She looked down at her notes. "A man named Gary Potts and a woman named Carol Sims. Gary Potts is a manager at Linda's property business. Carol Sims handles accounts for the same company." She paused. "Both of them are paid by Linda. Both of them signed a document that benefited their employer. That is a legal conflict of interest. A judge will throw that document out." Uncle Roy's face had changed completely. He was standing very still. "But here is the part," Maya said, "that I really want you to hear." She reached into the folder and took out the final document, the one that had made even Margaret go quiet. 8 months ago, before Nana Rose had even passed, Linda approached Nana Rose's original solicitor and asked him to prepare a revised will. She told him Rose had changed her mind. She brought him a handwritten note that she said was from Rose, authorizing the changes. Maya held up a photograph of that note. "I have that note. I also have a handwriting analysis from a certified forensic document examiner." She held up the analysis. "This note was not written by Nana Rose." The room broke open. Everyone spoke at once. Aunt Bee stood up. Diane said, "Oh my God," loudly, and then covered her mouth. Roy turned to Linda. 2 of the other aunts were grabbing each other's arms. Linda said, over the noise, "That is not— you cannot just walk in here and make accusations." "I'm not making accusations," Maya said. She was still calm, completely calm, the calmest person in the room. "I'm reading documents. There is a difference." She reached back into the folder. "There is also the matter of the savings account," she said. $80,000. Nana Rose moved it into a separate account approximately 16 months ago, away from the joint accounts Linda could see. Nana Rose left that account to me as well, in the real will." Maya looked at Linda directly. "That account was emptied 6 weeks after Rose died. The money was moved to a business account." She held up a bank statement. "A business account registered to Linda." Complete silence. Linda was pale now. The warmth was entirely gone. She looked like a different person standing in the same room. Roy said, very quietly, "Linda." And Linda said nothing. Maya put her papers down. She looked around at her family. At Roy, who looked like he had been hit. At Diane, whose hands were shaking. At Aunt Bee, who was crying silently. at all the faces she had known her whole life, looking at her now with something they had not given her in years. They were seeing her, really seeing her. "I'm not here to destroy this family," Maya said. Her voice was steady. "I loved Nana Rose. I visited her every Sunday for 6 years. I fixed her tap, and I listened to her stories. I held her hand when she was sick. Not because I wanted her money, because I loved her." She paused. She knew that. That's why she made sure I was protected. She looked at Linda one more time. "I have already spoken with Margaret Osei. We are filing to contest the fraudulent will on Monday. The bank transfer has been reported to the Financial Crimes Unit as of yesterday." She picked up her bag. "This is not a revenge story. It's a paper trail, and every piece of paper says the same thing." She closed her folder. Nana Rose knew what she wanted. She wrote it down twice in 2 different places, in front of witnesses, with a solicitor, because she knew someone might try to take it. She was right. Maya looked at the room one final time. "She made sure I had proof. All I did was find it." She walked toward the door. She stopped at the edge of the room and turned back, just once. "The family meeting is over," she said simply. "You all know where to find me." She walked out. The door closed behind her. The cold January air hit her face, and she stood on the path in front of the house that was already hers on paper, whether Linda liked it or not. And she breathed. From inside, she could hear the voices starting. Roy's, Bee's, Diane's, growing louder. She did not stay to listen. She walked to her car, started the engine, and drove. She thought about Nana Rose the whole way home, about Sundays, about the leaking tap, about a small kitchen table and stories about people she had never met, about a thin, shaky hand holding hers very tightly at the end. Don't let her. I made sure. I made it very clear. You did, Nana, Maya thought. You really did. And so did I. 3 months later, the contested will was ruled invalid by a judge who noted the conflict of interest witnesses and the questioned handwriting. The Cartwell Road property was transferred to Maya. Linda was required to return the $80,000 in full, with interest. A separate investigation into the forged authorization note was ongoing. Maya still visits the house on Cartwell Road every Sunday. She fixed the tap in the kitchen. It was the first thing she did. The end